Apple just added 2 new remix projects to GarageBand for iOS's sound library. From today, iPad and iPhone users can remix live loops versions of Harley's in Hawaii by Katy Perry and Darling by worldwide K-pop superstars 17? Me either, but I mean, I'm old. You'll find both remix packs in the sound library. Tapping on each will open a wee window where you can find out more info about the track, preview how it sounds, and download the live loop grid version of it. Each remix session has its own video attached, presented by Apple Creative Pro and the world's happiest man, Blake.
My name is Blake, and I'm a creative pro in LA.
These videos give both Katy Perry and the lads from 17 a chance to shed some light on the making of the songs you'll be remixing, their experience with GarageBand,
just sitting on like my laptop using GarageBand and like creating a beat or whatever. And now you can have it on your phone, of course.
and in 17's case, the crushing realization that these boys have to moonlight as removal men in order to make ends meet. I'm just being facetious. From what I understand, these guys started out and got famous through songs made in GarageBand, so it's kind of nice to see things come full circle. Afterwards, Blake takes you through what is essentially a streamlined version of the educational Today at Apple sessions that you can book and take part in person at your nearest Apple store. If you're not familiar with how these remix sessions work, you hit the Get button in whichever remix you want to fiddle with, and GarageBand will then ask if you want to reveal the project in the project browser. Do that and then tap on it to open it. A couple of things to bear in mind here though. Unlike every other sound found in other GarageBand sound packs, the loops on offer here are not royalty free, nor are the songs themselves. Apple go out of their way to tell you this when you open one of these remix projects, so be careful. You can't export or share these project files like you normally would anyway, either. Also, these projects don't open with each individual dry stem from the song available. Rather, you'll be able to fiddle with more general grouped together loops. The drums in Harley's in Hawaii, for example, have kick, snare, hats, etc. all together. Effects on these loops are baked in too, so you're not starting with a clean slate, as it were, production-wise. These remix sessions open in live loop grids and work in pretty much the same way as normal live loop grids do. All the different parts of the song, vocals, guitar, drums, etc. can be found on the left. Note that you can tap and drag the wee tab here to access track headers too, if you want to adjust volumes or solo or mute tracks. Along the bottom are different song sections, like intro, verse, chorus, etc. You can tap these to play the whole section in one go, or tap individual cells to play them on their own. Now, I need to be really careful about what I play you here, as, like I mentioned before, all of these songs are copyrighted, and I don't really fancy dealing with any copyright strikes, so I'll mute things like vocals and melodies while showing you around. If you want to add more sounds, tap an empty cell, select whether you want to add a loop or record an instrument. I'll add a loop here. Find the loop you like in the loop browser, then drag and drop it into the cell. Your loop will now play back when you tap the song section you've added it to. To add an instrument, do the same. Tap an empty cell, this time select instrument, and you'll be taken back to the instrument menu. You can add whatever you want here, including excellent third-party instrument apps like Blease's fantastic Omega synth. Hit record and record your selected instrument. When you're done, it will show up as a software instrument loop and again will trigger either when you tap it or tap the song section it's in. I've barely scratched the surface there. Make sure and check out Blake's excellent walkthroughs in both remix videos for a more in-depth walkthrough. How much you get out of these remix sessions is going to depend on how much you actually enjoy the artists and songs available, and whether or not you like just fiddling around with pre-existing tracks. As a tool for learning how to use GarageBand, and especially the ins and outs of the live loops grid, these are excellent, and a great way to get to grips with the app if you're a newcomer. For everybody else, there's not a whole lot here to get excited about, really. Let me know your thoughts on these two new remix sessions down below, and give that like button a wee tickle while you're down there. I really appreciate it. Now, we talked a little bit about copyright in this video. If you want to find out more about that and how to avoid it completely, then watch this video next. Sorry, Blake.